We go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a great Tuesday. Had an okay day today. Not didn't do a lot of trading. Got into a couple. Didn't really like the market so much, but I wanted to go over just the strategy, how really easy and profitable it is if you follow the rules. Uh, Rules are very simple. Basically, you get in at the across of the LRC line. If you're above, you want to be above the 20 and the 200 for calls, below the 20 and 200 for puts. You can trade into the 200, for instance, right here, as long as you have a pretty decent gap between the 20 and the 200. Otherwise, I don't trade into it. This could have been well, this would have been a trade I would have taken right here anyway. Um, so let's get right into it. I'll go over the strategy. I'll show how you could have traded AMD and really done well today. You could have traded several stocks, but there wasn't a lot of great price action today. So I stayed out of it until the end of the day, and I did pretty decent on an SPX trade. And early in the day, I got a 70% on an SPX trade. So I actually did not make my 1,000 a day. Um, did not meet that criteria today, but that's okay. You're not always going to do that. I still profited pretty well. Okay, so looking at this strategy today, there could have been a lot of fake outs in the beginning, and that's just kind of the way it was. But you could have profited, but you had to be. One of the things we talked about in the group is we're going to have to be scalpers. Just profit take early, maybe leave a runner just in case, but whatever you leave, just make sure you don't leave enough that one move down is going to come back and and really just impact you. Go ahead and take a lot out. For instance, say if you're trading AMD, you're watching the market. It's kind of choppy. It's all over the place. Nothing you'd want to get into. Look at this is one of the LRC lines, guys. This comes with my strategy. It's called the Anchored LRC. It's absolutely incredible. They're respected. You can trade off of them every day, every stock, every application. If you want to trade futures, trade it with futures. It's amazing. I just can't say enough about it. I've been trading it for several months now, and I am literally wowed by it every day. Just how much the levels are respected and how easy it is to trade it and to be profitable. So let's get right into it. Today, you see it go up, hits the yellow, and basically gets pushed back down to here. Next candle, this is a failed breakout move to the upside, comes all the way down to the red. All right, so now we're looking for puts. Well, now we have a second failed breakout move. You get a move up, doesn't really go anywhere to get you into the trade. It doesn't close over the 20 on this one. So your next move would have been a close of green above this candle. Didn't do it. You actually had somewhat of a tweezer move here. The candles come down. This candle does not close below the 200, which is my one of my rules before getting into a trade. The next candle just blasts all the way down. Stops right here. Once again, zero follow through. Look at that. We got every one of these giant candles, no real follow through. This one you had one, but then just that was it. So pretty crazy price action, pretty choppy and bad during the day today. One thing that I do like to see is this. Look at this consolidation on my on the red LRC line. Once you get a move above this consolidation, you could enter a breakout, but I would not do it. I would not enter the breakout move. I would actually enter right here, which is as soon as it moved above the close of the green, this big green candle, um, got into this trade, waited for the. I would have got in here, and I probably would have got in somewhat small or medium. I wouldn't get in large size because we already had all of this happening. You got to read the market, guys. I mean, sometimes we don't know. It could just go, right? But it's not worth the risk, in my opinion. So I would have probably maybe got in with like two, just a starter, get in with two contracts, see it come up, comes all the way back down and closes to here. Well, the next candle goes down and starts to push back up. At this point, I would add maybe two more and see if we get a move. Well, then you do get a move. It goes up, up, red. I would take all off. Let's just say I had six, or let's just say I had four in. I would have probably taken all but one. I would have just left one I would have held one just to see what would happen. You get a little push up, comes back down and closes. You get a red candle, exit the trade. Get out immediately because this is showing you it's a no bueno, right? No bueno. When here, all of these LRCs are being respected very much so. What we really want to see is a move above the LRC and then it just get outside the LRCs and we don't have to worry about looking back, right? But right now we're trading in ranges and in channels, so we have to take what we can get and trade to those levels. Once this came down and closed here, you could have taken this here as well. The only thing you have to consider as a trader, especially if you have a small account, if you're, if you're new and you're not really sure how much you want to risk, number one, you shouldn't be trading. If you don't know how much you want to risk, don't trade. The number one thing you need to know is your stop out and how much you're willing to risk. After that, then you can trade. If you don't know that, guys, don't trade. It's actually it's dumb. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's dumb. That's the number one thing you should know. Don't just hop in and hope for the best or, oh no, what do I do now? No, you have a plan. Your plan should be, if you want to follow the plan that I use, my plan would be, I wouldn't mind this because I'm okay with the risk on my account. But if you look, this is a pretty significant distance from the 200. It's a significant distance from the LRC. If you make the LRC your stop out, a close, and then maybe start to have a red above that close, that's a pretty significant loss with options. So you have to decide whether or not you want to take this trade right here after this one closes, and then you write it down to the LRC, scale some off, wait and see what happens. You get two reds, just get out again. Look what's happening. LRC just kicking it right back up. This is the red LRC. It's one deviation. The yellow LRC is there's two deviations. We go up to 6. You can change them in my strategy. It's pretty awesome. You can move them out. You can spread them. You can tighten them. It just depends on how you want to trade it. They all work and they're phenomenal. But this would be your best trade. So you got a lower high, a lower high, higher low, higher low. You cross big candle moving up through the 20, through the 200, through the LRC right here. That's the mean, the midline, and you're passing over what I call structure. Your high to your left. Right here would be your entry. Right as that's going over, get in as soon as you can. If it comes back below, exit because you're getting in this as a breakout move. It isn't a conservative trade. It's an aggressive trade, but it can be extremely lucrative. However, you have to manage it properly. The way you manage it is if it comes back down, you get out. Don't hold it. Take your loss. Be okay with your loss. Move on. If it comes down and moves up and you miss a big run, so be it. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. You have to have that type of mindset. You have to have that type of discipline so that you can succeed. If you don't, you're not going to succeed. If you get a push down and you're like, well, I'm going to hold it to here. And then you're like, well, I'll hold it to here. Now you're down at like 3, 4, 5, 600, depending on how many you're in. And then you're like, well, okay, it keeps going. And then finally you get out and you're like, oh, crap, I just set myself back a week. Now you got to make up a week's worth of trading. Don't do it. Get out here. If it's a $100 loss, $50 loss, $60 loss, so what? The next trade you get in will make that up. So just keep that in mind. Be disciplined. Stick to your rules. Don't look back. I can say don't be frustrated, but we're always frustrated when we miss a huge run, but that's the way it is. That's the life of trading, right? So you could have got in right here, traded up, scaled off on this really strong push. At this point, I would be considering this move to continue as it did. So I probably wouldn't have scaled out of all of it. And the only reason I do that, I would consider that is you had some really strong candles. I'd be looking for the third really big candle, which we did get. So I would have scaled out right here, held to here, and see what we get. Get all the way up here, start getting this red, hold, hold. You don't get a double red, you come all the way up. I would scale out or take all profit at the yellow. If you scale out, then you exit at the second red. And voila, you're done. Beautiful day, good trade, good profit. So now you see it's rejecting the 20. I'm sorry, the yellow LRC. It's moving down towards the 20. You could trade this into the 200. Just be careful though, because when you do that, just be prepared for either a pushback up, maybe midway. It may not make it all the way down. You may have just like a pullback here, a retracement. And, keep in mind from here to here is probably a 50% retracement. So um, just, be prepared for maybe the 50% retracements. Always check that out. Keep that in your mind. You don't have to draw them. You can kind of see 50%, right? You kind of can understand that. That doesn't take rocket science, guys. So anyway, if you were to take this trade, the way you take it is this closes below the 20. It didn't close below the LRC. You could go for it, but what I would do is I'd wait for this because this closed below my LRC, closed below my 20 EMA. Then you take your red below that close. You get in, you hold it, you scale out at the 200 or the LRC line. They're both right there together. So scale out, hold some, you get below, great. You get your second green candle, exit right here, exit, boom. So end of story, beautiful trade, straight down, easy peasy, guys. It's so simple. Don't overthink it. The only thing that you really have to understand with this strategy and really to be successful in all strategies, because all your indicator strategies, they're just going to ruin your trading. I've been down that road. It's not a good road. You can find some, you can combine them, you can, you know, hope that you find a holy grail. But what's going to happen is you're going to end up losing more than you win over time because they fail way more often than most people put out there. Like you see all these YouTube videos, 87% win rate, 97% win rate, 100% win rate, all these crazy win rates. Baloney. If that were the case, everybody would be using that strategy and no one would look back. That's just the fact. They can back test them, tell you that it does. The back testings they're not real trading, right? It's not the same thing. So when you're in trades, you have FOMO, you got emotions, you got a lot of things that play factors that take out the whole indicator of being, that high percentage play. So anyway, with that said, just keep that in mind. Think about it. If you are using indicators, yeah, no problem. Just understand as you're losing, the reason you're losing, and it took me longer to figure this out because I've been down that rabbit hole of practically everything, is you have to understand that you need to learn price action and you need to trade levels. So what I do tell people that in our Discord, I have guys that they like using different strategies and we look at them all the time. We compare them. We help, create them and it's fun. It's neat to see. Some of them really give really good signals. But the problem is you can never really trade one without using levels to trade from and to. So if, for instance, and I won't stay too long on the whole indicator thing, but let's just say you're in this trade right here, and this is a major level. Let's just say this is a major resistance level, hypothetically, right? I have it drawn in on the chart. That's the level, and you get your signal right here to buy. How smart is that? Can this price go through this? Sure. But that's what happens with these signals. They don't know, they don't think, they have no idea that you're near a major level. They give you a signal, you guys get in, it instantly gets kicked back, you fail, you take a loss, and then you rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, and it happens all the time. And that's the problem. If you're going to do it, be careful. You can use the LRC strategy. If you get a signal that says buy right here, well, guess what? It's pretty golden. You see where it's coming from. If you get a buy signal maybe in this area and then all of a sudden it crosses here above the 2200, golden, use it. But use it for confirmation. Use it in collaboration with levels. You must use levels. That is my opinion. I thoroughly stand behind it because I'm now extremely successful in my trading. I'm profitable basically every single day I trade. Do I take losses? Absolutely. This strategy sometimes it fails. Most about 90% of the time I would say it does not fail. The times I make that I lose is usually on me. It's me not following my rule. It's me emotionals kicking in, taking over. Sometimes I'm trying to get too much out of a trade. I'm not taking profits. But that's also something else I wanted to touch base on today is we're in a market of, and I said it earlier, we're in a market of scalping really right now. It's really difficult to find a stock that's going to run really well. I mean, we've had some lately, like yesterday, SMCI, MSTR. Oh my gosh, just amazing, amazing moves. I missed them. Just it's like dream trades. You get in, nothing's telling you to get out. You're just green candle, little red candle, green candle, all the way up. So I missed them. So they're out there, but there's just, if you don't catch the right one, you have to be really careful and scalp. So for me right now, I'm scalping, and it only takes me, about 3, 4 scalps make the 1K a day. So maybe more. It just depends on what I'm getting into. But let's get back to this one. So another trade entry. Let's just say you're trading this strategy and you're watching it, and you see this happen right here. You have this push down, and then you get this move, but all of a sudden it fails back through the 20 and the 200. Guys, that is an A plus setup, along with along with this being an A plus setup. But what makes this is an A plus plus, right? This is an A plus plus. Why is that an A plus plus? Because you had this push down pretty strong through these levels, came back, failed, went right back through. That to me, I'm taking this as a breakout move immediately beyond the 200 EMA and riding this bad boy down, scaling out, exiting or scaling out at the yellow. And then as soon as this thing pushes back up and you get 2 greens, you get out if you didn't exit all the way down here. I've been finding it very useful, although I'm not real good at following my rules. But when I do, I feel so much better about it, and I do better during the days. So if I just take all profit at the yellows, it's awesome. And you know what? If it gets past it, whatever. A lot of times the yellows become significant support and resistance levels. So let's say you exited everything right here, it gets passed on a candle. Oh, you get another candle and you're like, oh man, but just then you all of a sudden you see a smaller candle, little bit of candle, comes back up all the way up here, and then you get this wick and a push down, red. Then you get another one and it goes past this one. Well, guess what? There's your entry for the next leg down. So wait for the break, a retest, and then get in. Be patient. Take your time. If it doesn't work, or if this runs without you, oh well, you missed it. You move on. You find another trade, or you just stop for the day because you've done well. Pretty simple. You get back up to the LRC. You're not really. You could try to trade this because it does look like a rejection of the 20. You could do a small. I mean, right here would be your entry because you already had your red. Always get on the second red, past this red, get in, and then it just consolidates. And realistically, you probably would break even unless you just happen to exit in this cluster. For me, that would be a tough one for anybody because you're kind of looking for this to get like maybe like a bear flag and then it continue down. But the best way to trade this, and I tell everyone in the Discord, I would draw a line. I draw a line. As this is forming, I would just draw lines. And if I'm in the trade, I'll stay in the trade. As soon as it comes above my lines, I get out. I'm done. Out. Exit for probably a break even, maybe even a loss, just depends on when you got in on this candle. If you get the break down below, you're off to the races for more profit. But that's the best way to trade it. Gives you a great tight risk to reward. It's easy. You don't have to overthink it. You just make that decision and move with it. And that's it. You just make the decision, go with it. You get to the red, you come up, you're between the 200 and the 20. I wouldn't be interested. It's too close. You come back down, you push back up, you come back down, you get below it a little bit. This one could fake you out, no question. You get this close here, but then you get this green, so you don't get anything above it, but then you get this red. That would be an entry for me. I would definitely enter there and see if I could get the continuation down. And as soon as this closes back here, and then you start getting the green above, this one would most likely be a loss for me. Um, Although I would wait for two greens above because that's the way my rules are: two consecutive greens on a put, or crosses back above, or two consecutive reds on a call. And I'll show you that up here in a minute. So anyhow, this is the way I would run this down. I would not get out on this one, or unless you're just willing, not you're like, oh man, this is not looking good, so I'm going to hop out. You could do that, or you could wait until you get two green closes, which would have basically put you out almost the same exact spot anyway. Um, Consecutive closes above, because a lot of times what will happen is the 20 will come up, you'll get a close, and then you get the next move. So in order to capture or get the most out of your moves, that's the best strategy. If you're concerned or you don't want to risk that much, then just stop out when you close once over the 20. You will miss longer moves, and I'll show you why. Let's just hypothetically say you got in right here. This is too close to the 200. I wouldn't have done that, but let's just say you're in this trade. If you were to hold through this, you wait for a pullback. You see this wick up off the, this is what I mean by price action, guys. When you see this pushing up, that's buying power stepping in, pushing it up, then you just hold. You don't get, and right here you get two red closes below. Um, that's where your exit would be. Okay. Uh, so the next trade would come in right here. You got a green close above the 20, pushing up off the 200. I love that. Enter on this candle. You get in, and you stay in until you get two red closes, which you didn't get all day. I probably would have scaled out here. Most likely would have exited on this pullback here at the end of the day, no question, because I don't play around. Normally I don't trade this part of the day anyway. But if you were trading it, that's what you'll have to you'll have to that'll be your decision. You can make on whether or not you want to get in that at the end of the day. You can make some money that way, but you also you could buy next week's or a couple weeks out, then it won't be so bad. But if you're at zero DTE or whatever, not a great plan. Um, Amazon looked very similar. Um, I was gonna try. Oh, I think AVGO. Yeah, AVGO kind of was a what it just went today. Um, I missed it. But I'll go over real quick how to trade this and what you could have looked for. It's pretty much. Let me get that off here. That'll bug me. Okay, so right here, look what happened. Market starts, you get pushed down. You get your candle down, you stop. You stop on the red, you push back up, you come down, you stop on the red, you get a green, you get pushed back down. It's kind of confusing. You're like, oh, okay, is this going to turn around? Then all of a sudden you get up. I would wait for a close above because of all this shenanigans right there. I would wait for a close. So I would not use this candle. I would use this candle. It closed here, and then I would enter right there when this candle crosses the close. I don't wait for a close on my entry. I wait for a continuation over the close of this candle. Enter here, trade up. You could scale out when you hit the 177 and the yellow, I probably would have scaled out all but maybe a couple, because the 177 is a big level, but it literally went flying right through it. It depends on how this candle functioned at that time. Like if it was like, that might tell you, wait a minute, let me just go ahead and take most of my profit, hold maybe a couple, and then you have the opportunity to get back in, and it's perfect. You get up here, you scale out again, you push back down, you get this wick up right here at the green. You get a green, add back in right on that candle because it's telling you this thing's going to continue. Add back in everything you scaled out here and here. Get back into it. If your option has went up too much from this point, let's just say you got in at $5 a contract hypothetically, and at this point it's like at 7 or 8. Let's hope, right? Um, that's $3 per contract over. Um, if that were to happen, just go into your option chain and get the next one at the money. And let's just say it's at 5. So enter with a different one here, exit with all of the rest there, enter with the other. That way you're not having to add in with a higher option price. Trade up, scale, scale, or exit all. Wait and see what happens. You get your pullback. You get your green candle pushing up off the pink and the green. You enter again. Hold this thing. I don't know if you'd want to scale this close. You could scale. This would probably scare a lot of people out. Draw your candle or draw your lines. If it comes back below, you exit. It does not. It goes above. You stay in. Scale out at the blue. Exit at the double red. You could exit at this double red. But in any event, you got a huge move today. And then at the end of the day, another just simple move. Look at this LRC. Respected, 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 respect. It's literally going up and down through my LRC. It's crazy, guys. It's amazing. You come up here, you enter there. You could hold for the pullback or exit on the reds, re-enter on this second green, follow this up. This would be garbage. This would just be, that'd be painful. I probably would just get out because I wouldn't want to sit through all of this. Although the interesting thing is, you don't know you're going to be sitting through all of it, right? It does. You don't know it till you're in it. Yeah, any one of these, you're like, okay, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. You're looking at this crazy long bull flag, I guess, and then it launches. So it'd be awesome if you caught this. I actually caught this today with SPX. With SPY. Let me go look at that. I'll show you how SPY looked today. It just was not my friend. I did not like the price action. It doesn't look as bad hindsight. When I'm in the middle of it, it seems bad. Like there were some good moves today, but apparently I didn't see it very well. These are my levels I already have drawn in for SPY. You can see how well it came down into this zone, never got out of this zone, kicked back up. This would be the entry for the first trade. Probably would have exited on this pullback or right at the 571 because that's a pretty significant level. It dumps it. You could enter back in. I would not do that. I'm not going to trade right into the 571. I would expect this thing to hit and go down. So what I would have done is waited for a move over. You got all of these. I'm waiting for a break of this line right here. This is where I would have entered and take it up and trade to here. That's actually where I did enter today on my first SPX trade, and I ended up with a 70% trade. Oh, I think it went up to 70%. I think when I sold, it was at 60, maybe like 64 or 64, 65%, but a really good trade. Goes up to the green. Guess what? Scale out. It comes all the way back. You get a move back up. You could either take all profit or just hold because now you've moved above the green. But as soon as you get this failure, hop out, and then just wait for a retest. Exit, collect your money, and you're good to go. You had a pullback down just below to this level, which is here. I put this in yesterday, 571.25. It was kind of a pullback level that I noticed was pretty important. It kept respecting it pretty well. Yesterday, the day before, so I drew it on my chart with a white line, just so I would remember it's not like a major like these, but it's one to keep an eye on and see what price does around it. And it paid off. It lets me know that, hey, this is an area that it's actually it formed support right here. It was resistance here, formed support there. So anyhow, you could have got back in here, just very choppy, didn't make a new high. I would exit. I would have got out of this right away. Whenever you get a move like this, I'm always looking to make a new high. I want to see structure change for continuation. It's very important. You have now you have a lower high, a higher low, lower high. So you kind of got a little wedge thing going, right? But then you get this move, and you could trade below this level, so it breaks this high, or you could trade here more aggressively, breaking this low, and see if you get this move. But it gets right to the 200, and that's it. It stops, guys. But this trade, if you attempt to try it out, um, give me some feedback. Let me know how it works for you. It's incredible. If you want the indicator, it's in my Discord, or it's on the Use Think Script forum. Um, I think Trust the Levels is the name of the thread if you're looking for it. So it's a pretty long thread, and on the first page I put the latest LRC. It's version 4. That's the one I'm using now, and I use it with the 20 EMA, the 200 EMA. I draw in manual levels myself every day. I put those in Discord for all the members. And if you guys would like to join, that would be awesome. We'd love to have you. We have a great community. If you want to come in and visit, there's also a free section. You can come in, ask questions. I try to answer everyone. Whether you're a member or not, I try to help everyone out. And if you'd like to have some training, I do it for free. I will never charge for training or anything like that, guys. This is working fantastic for me. I hope it'll work fantastic for you. I will not try to sell you anything. I don't sell Bitcoin. I do not have anything to do with any brokerage accounts. So don't get scammed, is what I'm trying to say. I will not send you a friend request. I will not invite you to another Discord. You'll see my invite in the description down below, or the link in the description down below. That's, you manage it. You click on it. If you get one, it's not from me. I'm not sending you one. Do not fall for the scammers, guys. Be smart. There's too many of them out there, and they get people every day. They're really good. They're cunning. They're slick. So just be careful. One last thing before I wrap it up. Um, First, thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you have any questions or would like me to go over anything else that you're kind of like, not sure about, shoot me a comment, come in my Discord, drop it in the non-member section, and I'll answer you or help you out. Um, but I think we all should, like we should all like have the hurricane victims in North Carolina and Georgia and that area in our prayers. They have went through absolute hell, guys. It's just sad. It's sad. It's sick. And it could be your family, right? It could be your animals, your family members, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your granddad. Think about that, right? So we need to be really, uh, conscious of what's going on there and how devastating it is. And if anybody has it in them and can help, they need the help. They need it desperately. Also, keep Florida in your prayers. We have a monster of a hurricane. Tomorrow is going to hit. I live in Florida, so um, I'm in the north part of Florida, so hopefully we don't get too much damage here. I probably will have electricity loss. We almost always lose power, but we're prepared. Um, I've lived in Florida my whole life, so I'm used to the ones when they come by, but I don't think we're used to a monster of a hurricane like the one that's coming. But anyway, everybody, if anyone is in Florida and you're hearing this, or you've already fled and evacuated, guys, stay safe. Be careful. Help each other out. Lend a hand. Be good neighbors. Be good people. Help one another, because that at the end of the day is all that really matters. It's all that you can take with you is who you are as a person. So do good. Be good. Help each other. And if you pray, pray because they need the prayers. And if you can help, lend a hand, help. If you can donate, donate because they desperately need the help. Do not donate to FEMA. Do not donate to the government entities. There is some BS going on, guys. Like getting I'm not going to get political or worry about all of that mess, but I've seen too many videos of the people there that have been working day in and day out, countless hours, pulling bodies out of places, and really doing some really rough work and trying to help the people that are there. And each and every one of them says that uh, the the entities that should be helping are not. They're actually hurting. So with that said, take it upon yourself how you want to donate or who you want to help, but be careful if you're doing that because from what I'm seeing, they're not helping. This for what I don't know what's going on, but everybody that is there on their feet are on the ground and they're actually doing the work. They're all coming out saying that there's something wrong, something's going on. So anyway, that's not a that's not a political stance one way or another. I don't care about all that mess. I do care about helping the people. That's what needs to happen. So I don't want people to waste their money sending it somewhere and then it not go anywhere either. Um, anyhow, that's it, guys. God bless. I hope everyone is safe. I will be able to trade tomorrow. I will hopefully try to get a trading video, or I may just record my trades live tomorrow. That way I won't have to worry about doing a trading video. Um, but anyhow, thanks for watching. And once again, link in the description. And also hit that like button. Help a brother out. I don't have that many likes. And subscribe and maybe you'll like what you see and will enjoy seeing the other videos I put out. Thanks, guys.